My name is Liz Weintraub, and I'm the Self-Advocacy Project Specialist at AUCD. I'm going to present a summary of the Self-Advocacy report from the summit. The original report is very long, so it's really petty, and I wrote a summary in a way that we hope people can better understand. I'm going to start by telling you the background of the summit. There's an agency in our government that is called the Administration and Development of Disability, ADD. It supports the Development of Disability Network. The network includes the Development of Disability Council, DT Council, the University Centers for Excellence in Development of Disability, UCED, and the Protection and Advocacy System, PNAs. ADD held 5 regional summits in the spring of 2011. The goals of the summit were first to find out what is happening in the states on self-advocacy. Second was to help state teams make plans to strengthen self-advocacy. And the last goal was to make national recommendations to strengthen self-advocacy. Because of funding, ADD could only include 30 states in the first 5 summits. However, ADD plans to hold more summits to reach other states and territories. Each state developed a state team of 9 to 12 people with the same amount of self-advocates and professionals. State teams did presentation on self-advocacy in their states. States were all at different places in their support for self-advocacy. Some states had a lot of support and others had strong movement. Some states were still trying to form a statewide organization. Some states knew each other well. Others were still getting to know each other. During the summits, the state teams made plans to make the self-advocacy movement in their state strong. The main goals of their plans were to support peer training, mentoring, and leadership development, like serving on boards and committees. Another one was to strengthen support and funding for self-advocacy at the local, regional, and state levels. Another one was to strengthen partnership with other disability organizations and allies. Another one was to reach out and communicate with other self-advocates, like youth and other people that are not part of the movement. Another one was to educate the public about disability and self-advocacy. And the last one was to improve community services and support. State teams also came up with recommendations to support self-advocacy at the national level. Some recommendations were for action that ADD could take in the short term. Other recommendations were for policy changes.
Yeah.
Many state teams recommended ADD to consider doing the following things in the short term. Provide support to strengthen self-advocacy. That means support state self-advocacy information and training center that are run by self-advocates. Another idea was to start a national resource center run by self-advocates to assist local and state self-advocacy organizations. And then another idea was to provide support for self-advocacy through the DT Network Association of the UCED, DT Councils, and the PNAs. Many state teams recommended ADD to promote inclusion and self-advocacy at the federal level. One idea was to hire and provide leadership opportunity for people with disability at the federal level. Another idea was to improve accessibility and the use of respectful language. Another idea was to raise expectation for the DD network and grantees about including self-advocates. The third idea that many state teams recommended was to educate people about disability and self-advocacy. And the last area that teams recommended was to work with other federal agencies on issues like improving education, employment, transportation, and community services. States also had some bigger policy recommendations for the DD Act. One idea was to make state self-advocacy information and training center part of the DD Act at the fourth leg. This means self-advocacy organization would be an equal partner with the use of DD councils and the PNAs in the DD Act. Another idea was to require the DD network to work together on a plan to strengthen self-advocacy. Another idea was to require the usage in the PNAs to support self-advocacy like the DD council. Another idea is to require the DD council to include a young self-advocate under 28 years old on the council. Another idea was to promote inclusion of self-advocates with significant disability and self-advocates from underrepresentation community. The last idea was to write rules on the DD Act to promote self-advocacy. The summits recommended a lot of things for ADD to consider. However, it is important to know that ADD has limited funding and can't do all the things people recommended. Some of the things are more long-term goals. People said that they learned how to work together as a team. The team needs to make sure the voice of self-advocate is the primary voice. The majority of people said that the summit got a lot right in terms of accessibility for people with intellectual and developmental disability. However, there are things that need to be improved on accessibility and inclusion, especially at the state team level. People who participated in the summit said that they were useful. They said that they learned about what ADD does. They said that they learned about what other states are doing. They left the summit with energy and excitement. States made plans and are taking action to support self-advocacy. For more information, check out the Summit website, www.alliesandselfadvocacy.org. Thank you.